Hello grade 9, this is Mahmoud. Today we're gonna start revising the revision sheet. I have uploaded already the revision sheet on our website, Sunrise School website. As usually we have two reading comprehension at the beginning of the revision sheet. The first one is Hydrophobic Chunk by Irvin S. Cobb. And while you are reading, you will find vocabulary here and the meaning, the synonym or the definition of each one. Then you will have 10 multiple choice questions. Please answer it and send it to me on the WhatsApp group that we made already. Send it, first write the name of the comprehension, then write the answers, like number 1 is C, number 1 is D, and so on. It's very important, guys. The reading comprehension is very, very important. I will always remind you to make it and take care of it, and just do not forget that it's the whole set is about. Number 2 is The Sun by Hermann Hesse, and it's the same exactly as I told you about the first. So we're gonna read both of them and answer the multiple choice questions. Then today we're gonna just start with the literature. We had a story about some guy, his name is Mark Twain. He is the writer or the narrator, and he had this beautiful job that all the young people his age, while he was 22 years old, liked it so much to work on it. It was cub pilot. Cub pilot, it's this work that all the young people like to do on the steamboat. You know, the Mississippi River in the USA, there were many and many that time. Steamboat, it was in the 19th century. And actually he could join one of these steamboats and he was cub pilot. He liked this so much and he had his own story. Do not forget that Mark Twain has his own way. He is so funny guy, and while he is narrating, he is using this funny way to make the readers not feel bored. Let's start guys to answer the questions. We have multiple choice here, and the first one, what happened in the end? Guys, Mark Twain, or Twain, was all the time in a conflict with another one who was working on the boat. His name is Brown. They fought even. And the captain already didn't like Brown, because Brown was really arrogant and he used to deal with all people with a bad way. So he left the boat in New Orleans, and the end of the story. What is the narrator's occupation, or what is the narrator's job? He was cub pilot. Who is Richie? Richie is the other cub pilot. So we have two cub pilots, the narrator, or Mark Twain, and Richie. What did Twain do to Brown to think he will be severely punished? Struck his pilot. Alright. Who is Henry? Henry is Twain's younger brother. He is Twain's younger brother. What are the narrator's birth and death dates? Was 1835 to 1910. What happens between Brown and Twain? They fought, as I told you. Where were they driving the boat to? Eagle Bend. Scornfully means contemptuously. Scornfully or contemptuously means to deal or treat people with a bad way, that if you're too arrogant, or someone is too arrogant, and he or she thinks that she's better than all the people around her, so she will start to deal with them with this way. What is Henry's duty? To alert when to stop. True or false? He is in his early 20s. About how old is Twain at the time the story takes place? That's a question and its answer. If the answer is true, about how old is Twain at the time the story takes place? He was about 22, yes, so it is right, he is in his early 20s. Number 2. Why were Cub pilots assigned to work with experienced pilots? To learn how to drive a steamboat. Number 3. Brown treats Twain harshly and coldly. That's a question 4. Does Brown only treat Twain like that, or does he? Of course it is false. If I have this question, does Brown only treat Twain like that, or does he? Then the answer should be the question should be, how does Brown treat Twain when he meets him? So as I told you guys, Brown treated all the people with a bad way. And when I'm going to ask this question, how does Brown treat Twain when he meets him, you can answer Brown treats Twain harshly and coldly. Then you can probably infer the captain doesn't like Brown. What kind of apprenticeship does Twain serve? It is false, and it should be, what are the captain's feelings about Brown? So what are the captain's feeling about Brown? You can probably infer that captain doesn't like Brown. So guys, no one likes Brown. Brown is this kind of guy that if you are working with him, you will not like him. So the captain didn't like him, and all the crew didn't like him, including the narrator Twain. Then the question, if we have the question, how did you know Twain wouldn't actually kill Brown? If the answer, how would set Twain up in a situation where he knew he would fail, it is false, and that the right question for this answer, it should be, how did Brown always set the stage for conflict? If you have this question, then the right answer, how would set Twain up in a situation where he knew he would fail? So let's go to the next question. I know this because he did the same thing to George, the other Cub pilot. George imitates Brown. It's clear Brown was unfair to him too. How do you know that Brown treated other Cub pilots the same way he treated Twain? That's exactly right. It should be the right question. Brown made fun of what Twain wears, where he lives, and Brown mocked Twain's. So Brown, as I told you, treated the writer or the narrator with a very bad way. If it's the right question to say, does Brown only treat Twain like that, or does he treat everyone like that? That is not the right question. The right question should be, in what ways was Brown's treatment of the young Twain unfair? Alright. By setting Twain up in situations to fail. Is conflict between Twain and Brown internal or external? Of course, this is not the right question. The right question should be, how does Brown cause conflict between him and Twain? So Brown didn't only fight with Twain, but he also tried all the time to create this fight or create this conflict. So if you're gonna make this question, how does Brown cause conflict between him and Twain, you will answer this by setting Twain up in situation to fail. So he will try all the time to put him in this kind of hard situations to make him fail. Then he will start to abuse him or blackmail him with his own bad way. Alright. How does Brown cause conflict between him and Twain? The answer is external. Of course, it is not the right question. The right question should be, is the conflict between Twain and Brown internal or external? Of course, it is external. Guys, I have finished the literature. That's the first part of our revision and the first video. The next video will be about the grammar. Your homework is that you're gonna answer the questions of the reading comprehension after you read them very well. Scan them very well, please, then answer the question. This literature part will be exactly the same in your exam, so preserve them very well. Thank you very much, and I hope to see you very soon, very well and very healthy, and stay home, stay safe.